Hi everyone, delonewolf here, and welcome to some more EVE Online. You got me pretty early in my game session for tonight, so all I've really done is my PI stuff. And this is what I like about EVE Online. You come home after work and you get greeted by this nice relaxing music, and you can just start to do your daily routine. In my case it's PI and then just 1 or 2 sessions of mining, just so that I can have a bit of ISK, and I usually do all of this just in one go. And yeah, it's my relaxing way of starting the evening with some EVE Online. Anyways, for today I did have a topic I wanted to talk about, and what prompted it was the new trailer that was released by CCP about Dust 514. If you haven't seen it yet, you can go to their YouTube page, youtube.com/ccpgames. And especially in the comments there were a few interesting topics that kept popping up again and again, and I thought I'd give my opinion on those. First of all, the big one that always got most of the upvotes is where is the PC version? We want this on PC. Pretty understandable. I would love to have had Dust 514 be on PC so that I could basically experience the whole new Eden gameplay, including having a merc, maybe putting him in my corporation or joining an alliance with him and go over, try to capture some important objectives just to get the entire experience. It would have been an awesome thing to have Dust 514 on the PC as well as the PlayStation 3. Unfortunately, it's a PlayStation 3 exclusive. However, that's my personal opinion, because objectively I have to say that it might have been the right decision by CCP to go for PlayStation 3 only at the moment. And the major reason for that, in my opinion, is PlanetSide 2, which is of course what Dust 514 would have had to compete with if it came out anywhere November, December, whatever. In my opinion, outside of EVE Online players like myself, who would jump at the chance to play Dust 514 as well, I think most other gamers that are not familiar with the new Eden universe would choose PlanetSide over Dust 514 simply because of the scale of the game. It's a true MMO first-person shooter. You can get in battles with hundreds of people at the same time, dozens of tanks, and I think that objectively speaking, Dust 514 on the PC, it would not have been the right time for that at the moment, because not only is there PlanetSide 2, which would be in direct competition because it's the same setting, slightly futuristic. It has 3 factions, and it's also a known IP. You know, it has a big market share behind it already. A lot of players will play PlanetSide 2. Compare that to Dust 514. I think it would have had a very, very difficult time competing with it. On top of that, it's probably a time where the shooter market for PCs is starting to get a bit saturated. You get Call of Duty, Battlefield, all those games, you know. I think it's very difficult to release a new IP for a PC shooter at the moment. So yeah, objectively speaking, I would have to say that in my opinion CCP made the right decision by making it PlayStation 3 only. They managed to focus their development on it for only that one platform, and considering the competition it would be up against, yeah, I think, although I would have loved to see it on PC, don't get me wrong, I would have played the hell out of it as well. I think CCP did make the right decision on this in the end. Now, of course, are we hoping for a PC version at some point in the future? Well, maybe, but I do have some alternatives that I think could be fun as well. I'm talking about alternatives to a PC version of Dust 514, where we would also have to create a Dust 514 merc and level him up and all of that. What I would like to see as an alternative would be integration of our avatar gameplay with Dust 514. So they're talking about making exploration a part of Avatar gameplay, where you go into sleeper sites, sleeper ruins and things like that. How cool would it be if we could hire a few dust mercs to escort us on those missions, and that any other capsuleer could do the same and end up in fights that way? I think that would be very cool. And of course the reverse can also be true. Why not have some EVE Online capsuleers that can fly some frigates or maybe some specially designed ships in Dust 514 battlefields? How cool would that be? Some atmospheric flight and combat for us to do once in a while, and that would really make both game worlds completely integrated. And I think that might even be a better alternative than to have Dust 514 just come out on PC as another game there. That's just my opinion on it, of course. Like I've said, I would love to have had Dust 514 on the PC, but I think CCP made the right choice, and I think that there are alternatives that could be very good for EVE Online players themselves, and keep the Dust 514 gameplay on the console only. It's my opinion, of course, but yeah, I think it's pretty interesting to talk about it a little bit. And the second topic that came up on the thread, I actually posted a few times about it as well, is will Dust 514 become pay to win? Apparently some beta testers reported that, I'm guessing what would have been our equivalent of faction gear was on the market for Aurum, which Dust 514 players can only get by paying for it. And yeah, from that they made the conclusion and posted that Dust 514 is going to be a pay-to-win game. Now I have to say I disagreed with that, and I still disagree with it, but I also have to admit, at this point in my opinion, no one knows for sure. The major point that could indicate to a possible pay-to-win scenario is of course that it's really the only way for CCP to monetize Dust 514. They don't have a sub, so they will have to sell some stuff for Aurum, and they will of course try and get stuff in there that people will want to buy. So, you know, are they going to try it? I sincerely hope not, and I honestly think not, and I will explain why in a second. But it is one thing to keep in mind, of course, is that the cash shop is the only way that CCP is going to monetize Dust 514. So that does put it a little bit in more difficult waters than, let's say, EVE Online, where they have a monthly sub for from all their active players. Now, why do I think it's not going to be a pay-to-win scenario? First of all, CCP said they wouldn't do it, and I also think it's totally not in CCP's philosophy to make a pay-to-win scenario. They haven't in EVE Online. I think they know that the player base would seriously punish them for it, and yeah, it's not compatible with the market philosophy of EVE Online. So if they want to integrate Dust 514 in the EVE Online market, there's no way we'll get a pay-to-win scenario. That's my second point. In order to have this pay-to-win scenario, CCP would have to completely corner off that part of the market from both the rest of the Dust market and the EVE Online market. And the fact that infantry gear and equipment is already right here on the server indicates to me that the Dusters are also going to be purchasing stuff on our market. And once that's possible, it should be possible for Dust mercs to trade amongst them, for capsuleers to trade to Dust mercs and amongst them as well. And then there are just a multitude of ways that people can get to whatever stuff they sell for Aurum through ISK, whether it's an EVE Online player that buys a Plex, turns it to Aurum, gets the stuff and gives it to his Dust mercs, whether it's Dust merc that does buy it for Aurum and then sells it on the market to other Dust guys for ISK. There are then a ton of possibilities that make a pay-to-win scenario impossible, simply because there are so many ways for people to get those goods outside of simply buying it with real money. And yeah, in my opinion, those are the two main arguments against the pay-to-win scenario. First of all, it's not what CCP said they would do, and it's not what we have in EVE Online, so it's totally against their philosophy. And the second one is, as soon as the Dust economy is integrated in the EVE Online market, it becomes virtually impossible to make the Aurum transaction a pay-to-win scenario, because we can actually get this Aurum through ISK. And once that's done, well, you know, the monopoly is broken, and there are plenty of ways for people to get even the Aurum stuff through ISK. But if I'm not mistaken, again, CCP said that it would only be vanity items, no pay to win, and I don't think we'll see it, but you know, the discussion was there, so I did think it's pretty important to cover it, because a lot of people are hoping that Dust 514 is going to be a big boost for EVE Online, and of course a pay to win in Dust 514, in my opinion, would be a very bad idea from a public relations standpoint, I should say. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. A quick update on 514 with some of my opinions, and I will see you all next time.